What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Polished Customs Garage. Today's episode, we are going to be restoring my 14-inch. I know 14 is kind of a pretty rare size nowadays, but a 14-inch diameter rear wheels for my 1964 Ford Fairlane. So I've gotten a lot of questions. I say a lot, probably like a couple, but it's enough for me to make an excuse to have a whole video about this. So I got a couple people asking me how I've restored the wheels on the blue 86 F-150 we had named Blue. I restored the white wheels, and to me, I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm going to show y'all step by step what I do to restore old Steelies. Now, I do have a set of Steelies for this car. They're 15 by 8s. They don't fit. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go that more OEM plus look, and I'm going to run the stock 14 inches in the rear. They're 14 by 6s. That's what they used to run on the Thunderbolts back in the days with a taller tire, because a taller tire and a 14-inch diameter allowed for more wrinkle in the tire. And I know some Thunderbolts did have the 15 by 7s in the rear, but some Thunderbolts did have 14s. So I am kind of keeping it classic, which is what I want to do. And most importantly, we got some really gnarly tires coming in today for the rear. I am super excited, very much on the pricey end, but it's gonna be so worth it. They're 27 inches tall and about 8 inches wide, but just once y'all see them, you'll be like, okay, this is gonna look good. So enough of me jabbering. Let's load the old wheels and tires back in Cherry. Needs more pumps. That's hot for teacher right there. Wheels and tires have been dismounted. Now time, let's go clean these babies up. I think these should be able to fit in the sandblaster, but if not, I got some other plans. We're back at the house, start sanding one wheel, and look what showed up. I'm absolutely just beyond stoked to see these, dude. I can't wait to show y'all. It's awesome. They're awesome. That right there is what I'm talking about. Pie freaking crust cheater slicks. Yeah, buddy. Well, I said the Fairlane was going old school. We're going old school. So these tires are Raider cheater slicks. 775 14, roughly 8 inches wide, and just a hair under 27 inches tall. They got the pie crust look to them, which is my absolute favorite. Very classic, very 60s-ish, which is exactly what I'm going for. They have white walls on this side, but I'm not going to keep them white walls on the outside, so the white walls will face the inside. But man, once those are black and restored in these, the Fairlane is going to look killer, absolute killer. I was going to start talking, but the air compressor just turned on and is being a little loud. So comparing the cheater slick to the OEM, basically, I don't even know those are OEM. Those are definitely upgraded rears that were on the Steelies. The cheater slicks are definitely taller, just a hair bit wider, but I've come to conclusion that I want to basically make the Fairlane look as period correct or day 2 muscle as possible. When I first got the Fairlane, I wanted kind of to have a wider stance in the back. I mean, this isn't crazy wide. Cherry's tires are 275/60 on a 15-inch wheel. And that's kind of what I was wanting to run. But I want that day 2 muscle OG look. If somebody were to mod my Fairlane in 1964, how would they do it? And from what all the pictures I've looked at, all the people I've talked to, they ran cheater slicks. I mean, they ran cheater slicks with pie crusts, so it may not be the widest tire, but it's gonna look good. I know some of y'all may not see the vision right now. My dad being one of them, he likes the wide tires, 15-inch wheels, which I do too. Trust me, I do too. But I think this setup will look great on that car. Got the first wheel in the sandblaster. I did scuff it up mostly with this. Now, I'm not saying you need a sandblaster to do this, to restore a wheel. I've restored many with just a couple of different attachments. The straight attachment, then a cone kind of attachment to get in all the corners and whatnot. So it can be done, but now that we have a sandblaster, it's much easier to do it this way. Okay, so I did have to buy a tool. We're having issues with the sandblaster because I was putting these in the sandblaster, and I'll show you what I got so far. It's working all right, and you could, if the entire wheel looked like the face of this, you could definitely do it with the wheel and whatnot, like the actual attachment I had on the drill. But that part was take a lot of time, and I'd rather work smarter, not harder, and just reinvest in a tool for the shop. Because the issue with the sandblaster is it was spitting out moisture or whatnot. We haven't really had any issues with it being outside, but I think we've had a lot of rain and it's been very humid, so we're having some issues which we need to look into. So I invested into one of these. Why do you look like one of those guys from Among Us? You're an imposter.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it out in the grass. She will show you how it works. Oh. All right, so we're gonna spray. All right, so this is how you do it. You want to pressurize the tank first. So you have the airline hooked up. Tank is pressurized. You want to pressurize the line. Hey, do not pull that until I say so, all right? Actually, let me get you welding gloves. All right, we got her all gloved up. Safety first. Now, this right here controls the flow.
Please make sure you don't point it at your feet.
I will.
So we're gonna open this just a little bit. Now, aim towards whatever you're gonna spray. Open it very much slightly. I said slightly. All right, go slightly. You can probably go a little further away from it because it's gonna shoot right by that. Dog. All right, the stuff works pretty good. I do recommend though, mask on top of this right here, as well as long sleeve and some jeans and boots, because that stuff went everywhere if you couldn't tell. Also recommend doing it in a open environment, not in a closed environment inside a shop, because you do not want that sand to go everywhere. Especially if you have like engines or what laying around. I mean, sand's pretty annoying to clean up anyway, but if you have something like that critical that you do not want dust or dirt or sand in, don't do it in a closed space. Got the wheels cleaned and they are looking pretty good. There's a couple spots I will hit with the actual attachment on the drill. This wheel, I had an issue with the actual ball valve, so I wasn't able to get this side. I did order one from Amazon, so it should be here so I can finish that. I got that side, turned out pretty good. I just try to kind of lightly go over the back part since it won't be seen. I am going to paint it though, but I'll try to be conservative of the media because it is expensive. Which brings me to my next point. This is kind of like, I guess, a restoration of the wheels and kind of a product review at the same time. So if you want to use this Central Pneumatic 20-pound abrasive blaster from Harbor Freight, I do recommend it. It's $90 for this plus the media. Now, the media we used is, where is it? Right here. It is the black aluminum oxidized 70 grit blast media. You need to use that kind rather than just regular glass bead for a sandblaster. I don't know what the actual reason is, but you do not want to use sandblasting media. You want to use specific ones that are a lot more abrasive. The first issue we had with the actual blaster was we were using this walnut stuff, and it was 12 grit. It was so coarse, which there is some on the floor right there, but you can see how coarse that is. That's like mini rocks, and they were so thick they were not flowing through the tip or the nozzle, so it was just getting backed up and wasn't spraying. Wheels do look awesome. Like I said, I need to touch up in a couple spots. Gotta get the back side of that wheel, and I gotta get a tool to take the wheel weights off because this gun tire did not. But that is no issue at all. So I mentioned that I need to get a tool to take off the wheel weights, but who needs a tool when you have a Dremel, right? I agree. Let me get a hammer and a punch. Where's the punch? By punch, I meant chisel. Couldn't find it. So let's see if we can just... Oh. It's really hot. Bingo. Can I get that off? For any sort of kind of wheel job, I use only rattle can. If it's just like a base color, like, you know, white, black, gray, or whatnot. But I use this primer right here, Duplicolor Automotive Series Filler Primer. Make sure you get the filler. And the reason is if the metal's pitted, has some slight pitting, some slight scratches, this will fill it in. And it's very easy to sand. So if you need to sand in some spots, you can. It lays very smoothly as well. Like, I don't know if you can pick that up, but that is pretty freaking smooth. Especially compared to that one. Focus. Oh yeah, filler primer for the win. Now let's swap the ball valves, then let's go sandblast this side. Much, much better. Yeah, these will turn out real good. There's the back. I'm not too worried about the back just because that's the barrel. You won't be able to see it. So yeah, let's get some paper towels out in the driveway, then start shooting them. Now I'm gonna show y'all how I paint these and kind of my rhythm of painting and the way I like to do it. And if you didn't notice, got my little mic now for farther distance talking. I'm official. I'm legit. So, Power Steps in the garage. We're making our way up there now. All right. Anywho's, I'm going to show y'all the different ways I like to lay the paint and where I like to start. I do not paint the barrel because you're not going to see it, and that's just wasting money, in my opinion. So, start out with the base. Not with the base, but with the face. I like to start in the corners because when you start with the corners and the areas that are kind of hard to get to, it helps decrease the chance of overspray and spraying. When you spray out here, you tend to get in those corners. And if you go back of those corners, it could be a lot of paint in there and really build up and get all running and whatnot. I'll stop explaining. I'll just show you. All right, so for peak performance of painting, make sure it's windy outside. I don't know why it's always windy when I paint. But all right, so you're going to start in this inside part, like so. Get in there. I'm using the Duplicolor Automotive Series Filler Primer. The best primer on the market. Kind of just start like so. Don't wear a mask because we're real men around here. or women, whatever you are. And just go to the outside after you get the inside. Then last, I go the actual where all the mounting surface is for your hubcaps and whatnot. But yeah, once you get inside, do the face, do the outer part of the lip right there, like so. Then you can come in, do a little circle action. Probably look dumb talking in a mic while painting, but when do I not look dumb, right? Girlfriend will probably agree. Then just go back a couple places you may have missed, like right there, or places that are uneven. That's pretty good. And at the end of the day, it's not gonna be 100% perfect. You are, if you're like me, you are painting a 59-year-old wheel with $7 spray can paint. So don't expect professionalism or, super, super high quality. After all that, I just come in and get the lip like so. Highly recommend walking right into the paint fumes that you just sprayed. That way you can get a little buzz from it. That was a complete joke. YouTube, don't take my video down. That's how Piles Customs Garage primes a wheel. Pretty professional if you ask me. All right, you're going to want to do the same thing with your base coat. For base coat, I'm using Duplicolor. I think I already showed you all this. I can't remember, but here it is again. Duplicolor engine enamel with ceramic. It's like engine paint, but it's pretty awesome because it has ceramic in it too. So that must mean it's professional. I'm not going to talk while I'm painting because it's just the same exact step. So I'm just do time lapse. That right there is a professional paint job, if you ask me. Actually, it's pretty good. Now, if your dad just laid new asphalt or paid somebody to lay new asphalt and you just kind of got primer on the asphalt, just give it a nice little spray, okay? And just blend it in with the black paint. He'll never know whatsoever. Good as new. Oh, wait. Oh, missed spot. Good as new. The back wheels are dry, and I got a pillow in between them for transport. Tires are loaded. Let's go get these things mounted and balanced, man. Well, look at those. I am beyond excited to see what they look like next to the Fairlane. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks awesome. That looks sweet. It's definitely not exactly where it's supposed to be because it keeps wanting to lean forward and whatnot. The tire does, but... And I don't have axles, so it's definitely not going to be exactly where it's going to sit, but that looks awesome. That is the absolute perfect size. And those pie crushes look sweet. These turned out absolutely phenomenal. I can't express how happy I am with these. The way they look too. Oh, that is so cool. There is a little bit of a bubble right here, so I don't know if they overinflated. They say they put 35. I think the max PSI is 35. So let me check. Just checked with the tire pressure gauge. Sorry, brain fart. And it says do not exceed 35 psi, so it's at like 35, 36. That's probably why it's a little rounded. It's like the very max, so I'll probably lower it a little bit. But yeah, these look sweet. Absolutely killer. Man, I'm so excited to get the axle in and get these on. Oh, this look awesome. I know I keep saying this, but slowly but surely the car keeps coming together, man. I'm just so excited for building this car. Next is to put the axle in, finish the undercoating, which I'm going out of town this weekend, but when I get back, gonna hammer down, finish the undercoating or that section, get the leaf springs back in, get the axles back in. Then we should get the wheels and tires on, and then there should be a roller again. And after that, pull the motor, pull the front clip, and start working at the front of the car. So we're making progress. It may not seem like it, but we are. I'm busy with work and school, so I do have life to do. I can't believe that. No, life. Why is life getting in front of cars? Come on, man. But we should be making some more progress pretty soon. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned a couple new things on how to restore wheels. This is a process of how I do it. Got a new tool and I reviewed it. Hopefully y'all like that review. Maybe you'll buy it, maybe you won't. I'll put the link in the description below. I think it's pretty all right. There's definitely some tweaking that needs to be done, but for the price, not too shabby. Definitely would be buying Tractor Supply, Media Blaster, not Harbor Freight, because Harbor Freight is very overpriced, but still a good win. So make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like the channel, tell your friends about it, and hopefully they can come watch some videos too. See you in the next one. Peace out.